Bake with us, Canada. This week's guest baker is Simran Gajbhiye. And this week's recipe is for tiramisu.
Welcome to Baking for Change. My name is Karina Cranston and I'm filling in for the regular host Wendy Pauls today. Today is going to be an awesome baking session. I'm here with Simran Gajbhiye. She is from Waterloo and you have quite the recipe to share with us today. So what are we doing?
We are going to dive deep into the land of tiramisu today. We will be doing a classic Italian tiramisu. I got this recipe from a nonna, so I am extremely excited about that. And we will be doing variations of this classic with 4 twists, right? We have mixed berry, we have lemon jello, we have brownie tiramisu. And last but not least, we have salted caramel macchiato tiramisu. I think it's my personal favorite. Yeah. And I'm really excited to dive in and show you how we can make these variations.
If you would like to follow along with us and do some baking at the same time, you can find a list of all of the ingredients on the website bakingforchange.ca. All of our tiramisus are done and are ready to eat, which is the best part of the show.
Yes.
And I hope you're going to join me.
Yes.
And tasting this magical creation that you've made. Oh, it's great. Should we try it? Thank you.
Which one?
I think the brownie is closer, and I'm going to try that and then maybe finish off with the fruit.
Yes.
Kind of like main course and dessert.
Sure.
Why not dessert? You want to try some too?
Sure. Let's dig in.
Cheers. Get a chunk of that brownie in there.
Yes. Get the whole thing.
That is so good. It's smooth and not over sweet. It's just like the perfect sweetness.
I'm out of words. I'm a fan.
You love it. Well, Simran, thank you so much for showing us how to make tiramisu, for your warm personality. It was really nice to spend the time with you. So thank you for coming.
Karina. I enjoyed this absolutely, and I really hope you guys can enjoy this amazing creation by the Italians, a gift from God, if I may. Try this at home. Make this for your friends and family and for yourself, and have a nice tiramisu.
This week's guest baker is Chef D. And this week's recipes are for sourdough bread and angel food cake.
Welcome to another delicious episode of Baking for Change. I'm your host, Wendy Pauls, and I'm always excited, but I'm extra excited today to have our special guest baker, Chef D. And we have lots of wonderful things coming your way. So first of all, welcome to the show.
Well, hey, great. Thank you for having me on.
We're delighted that you're here. I'm super excited about what we're going to be working on today. So before we get to that, briefly tell us about you and your business, but keep it brief.
Okay, so
we got lots to do.
In 2010, my wife and I decided we're going to form Chef D. So we did that. We thought we were going to just work for companies. I was a corporate chef at the time, and so then we thought, hey, why don't we do that? And then 11 months in, we got that fateful phone call from Center in the Square saying, hey, do you want to cater for BB King? And I said, yes.
Ooh, yes.
And we did BB King, Pat Benatar, Kenny Rogers, 2 nights with Stuart McLean. And that kind of started the journey of becoming a catering company. And we pushed it away a while because we were still doing work for companies and that, and thinking we weren't really caterers, we were caterers, type thing. And, fast forward to 2023, we now have 15 full-time employees, 10 contract employees. We've changed the name from Chef D TV because nobody ever really got that, to Chef D Catering and Events, and that's what we do. So we've done, this is our 10th season of At Home with Chef D, our 5th season of At the Cottage with Chef D, and we're a regular on a whole bunch of TV stations.
Oh, wow. Do you still enjoy it?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I love being back in the kitchen. I get pulled in so many different directions and that type of thing as an entrepreneur as well. But I love being back in the kitchen by myself, where I'm just cooking, I'm doing my thing, and away we go. Because that's how it all started, you know?
Yeah. Is it cathartic?
It is. It's very cathartic. You know, yes, it is. I don't get stressed when I'm cooking. You know, there's other things that stress me.
I wish I could say the same.
And there's a lot of people that feel like, you know, that cooking and baking, and I do more cooking than I really do baking. Like the recipes that we're doing today are two that I really like doing. I'm not a big baker.
Okay.
That's not been, you know, my forte as such. But I love working with bread.
Well, I'm very excited about that. So let's tell our viewers at home what we're going to be making today.
Okay, so we're going to do a sourdough bread hack. And maybe that's not the right word for it, but it's more of an easy sourdough that you don't have to have a starter for, because everybody's worried about the starter.
Right,
feeding
right.
the starter, keeping it going.
Yeah.
This is an easy way of doing a sourdough, as we're going to see, and you're going to taste
It's
a little.
beautiful.
You're going to taste a little bit, and we'll get started with that.
Okay.
And then a classic recipe, and it's kind of, I love how I've been doing this for about 39 years now.
You started when you were 2. I got it. Yeah.
I love how I set you up for that. And so old recipes keep circulating back.
Yep.
So we're going to do a classic angel food cake. And we were asked probably pre-COVID to do an angel food cake. And I went, why aren't we doing more of this? And I, as a kid, that was one of the birthday cakes, you know, that my one grandmother would make for us, right? So we're going to do that with, it's going to be an angel food cake with coffee crisp whipped cream coffee icing.
Oh, sounds amazing.
So we're going to cut into this.
I'm not even having to wait till the very end.
Right. We were on Breakfast TV a little while ago, and they actually had food, like we had food for them like right away. And the host said, like, to the producer, why aren't we eating every time
Every
before
time,
we started?
I know. Normally I have to wait so long, the whole show, to eat. Now I get to eat earlier.
Okay, there's some butter on for you. Try
Amazing.
that. Please try it. And you
Well,
can just,
we sometimes cheers. Are you
Right.
going to eat with me?
yeah, 100%. But I just also want to show that, you know, when you're baking, you want to have those holes in it. That's
Okay.
what, you know,
Yeah.
another thing. And you can just see that it's still dense. It's still a little bit moist. So, you know, this is going to make good French bread, French toast, and away you go.
Cheers.
Ah. How
Okay.
good's that?
Great texture.
Crispy on the outside, soft on the inside. That's what you're looking for.
There we go. We had sort of a main course, and now we're having dessert.
Oh, that's as good as my grandmother used to make.
She'd be proud. Love it.
How good is that?
Yeah. And I'm not going to stop.
Okay.
Can't eat just one.
No. Okay, I'll have another piece.
That's why we made it.
How did the host stop talking? Because we're eating.
Chef D,
Yes.
I hate to call you out, but
I know I did.
it's crunchy.
It is. And
You
I
said
thought it was-
coffee crunch.
Yeah, I know, right? No, crunchy. Used to be the crispy crunch, I think, or something like that, that you can't get anymore. So, again, you know what happens in the back of the kitchen? Stays in the back
Stays
of
in
the
the
kitchen.
back of the kitchen, except when Wendy rats you out. Okay, while we're eating delicious things, earlier when we
Yep.
tasted the bread,
Yep.
that butter
Yeah.
was creamy, delicious.
So it's butter Haas butter.
Okay.
It's 84% milk fat. So it's literally cream and salt. That's it. Play
Oh.
with it. You know, you don't have any milk solids in. Here in North America, we've been, you know, nobody wants to pay the true price of what some of our ingredients cost, right? So this butter is more expensive. You can get like at Brady's, Vincenzo's and that. But once you have it, you'll never go back.
You can't go back.
No.
Yeah. Well, there's a difference with paying for quality versus just something being expensive. So in that case, it's good stuff. Yeah. Well, as I'm eating for the second time on the show, let me take this opportunity to thank you on behalf of me, on behalf of our bakers at home, for taking time out of your very busy schedule to share some great recipes with us.
It was my pleasure. I'll come back anytime.
Ooh, you heard it.
This week's guest baker is Indigenous chef Destiny Moser. And this week's recipe is for maple roasted butternut squash sorbet.
Welcome to another episode of Baking for Change. I'm your host, Wendy Pauls, and I am excited that we have a return guest with us. Destiny Moser is back. She is with Food Zen, but we're doing something quite different today than last time you were here. So tell us what we're going to be doing today, and then I'm going to ask you a little bit what you've been up to since you were here. But first, let's talk about what we're going to be making.
Sounds good. So today we're going to be making a butternut squash maple sorbet, which sounds like it should be savory, but it's actually quite a delicious sweet dish. It almost has like a pumpkin pie flavor to it.
Love that.
And then the great thing is that it's dairy-free and it's gluten-free, so it's great for anybody who has allergies, and you don't need an ice cream maker to make it.
Oh, fantastic. Because a lot of people don't have one. So that's amazing. Okay, are we ready to give this a...
We are.
Okay, let's cheers.
Cheers.
Let's taste this. I am anxious.
Very good. And it tastes like ice cream.
I know. I did not know what to expect. And I'm really digging it. Goodie Goodie is a non-profit bakery offering training and jobs for refugee youth.
Hi, it's Stephen at Goodie Goodie, and that was Wendy Pauls, the host of the Baking for Change show. We're getting ready to launch our first ever pop-up bakery, and we could really use your help. We want to earn our way, not just accept donations. So 100% of the profit from our bakery sales and 100% of your donation goes towards paying our young refugee staff. Everyone at Goodie Goodie is a volunteer, and we don't pay for things like rent or advertising, so our administration costs are almost zero, which makes us a pretty good choice when deciding who you want to support. There's a donation link right on our website, as well as in the description section of this video. And the more you donate, the more refugee kids we can bring into our program. For more information, visit goodiegoodie.ca. This week's bakers are Diane and Melanie from the Sweet and Savory Pie Company. And this week's recipes are for apple pie and spinach and feta quiche. Visit bakingforchange.ca.
Welcome to another delicious episode of Baking for Change. I'm your host, Wendy Pauls, and you know by now that I'm always excited when it comes to this show. I love meeting people, I love baking, I love learning things, but today there's another extra level of excitement. I've often met new people or not tried their baking before, but in this case, I can personally vouch for the deliciousness that they are going to bring us today. So we have Diane and Melanie from Sweet and Savory Pie Company with us today. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having us.
Oh, I'm so excited. I haven't been on this side with them. I've just been like a customer, going in and buying and tasting and eating, which I'm looking forward to the tasting part at the end, of course.
Yeah.
But I get to kind of see behind the curtain today, and so do you. So this is very, very exciting.
Yes.
So start by telling us a little bit about you, a little bit about your business, because there's a couple locations, because people might see there's a different name on your shirt than what I said. So just highlight all of that for us.
Okay. Well, my husband and I started the company, it'll be 10 years this coming April.
Wow.
We started in April of 2014, right from scratch. My husband does come from a long line of bakers, though. His dad immigrated from the Netherlands in the 60s and started a bakery in Port Perry, which is my husband's two brothers took over that. And at that point, my husband said, well, I'm never going to get my hands on the family bakery. So we actually did something else and then turned it back around and got back to the roots. So, yeah.
So how long have you been in the area? That's 2004?
2014 is when we opened the bakery. We've lived in Kitchener-Waterloo since 2002.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And what about like the two locations? Like I know it's been a couple years since you moved locations. Tell everybody where you are now.
Okay, so Melanie and I, we work at the Uptown location, which is at 94 King Street North in South. Always do that. 94 King Street South in Uptown Waterloo. Our other location is at Bridge and Northfield in the Blackstone development. And that's where my husband and his team bake out of. So it's great. We work in the same business, but we don't work together side by side, which is great. Yeah, Melanie is my right-hand person at the Uptown location.
I'm on the left hand today.
That's right. You are on the left hand.
The left-hand person.
Yeah, and Melanie is our manager of the Uptown location, as well as the head chef there. Melanie is responsible for creating a lot of the meat mixes along with my husband, which is wonderful. We're so lucky to have Mel.
It's good to be part of a team.
So what I want people to know as well, and we're kind of dabbling today with doing some sweet and some savory.
Yes.
You have, and I've tasted some, really unique on the savory side of pies, maybe things people haven't thought of before. Tell us about a couple of your, unusual savory pies.
Oh, unusual, you say. We just debuted this pie last month. We call it the pizza lover pie.
I have not tried it yet.
Oh,
I'm going to
It's
try
fantastic.
it. I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
Think of a deluxe pizza. You've got your pepperoni, Italian sausage, green bell peppers, onion, the pizza sauce marinara, and mozzarella cheese all in a pie.
Oh, I don't know about you, but I'm getting hungry just hearing about it. I have tried your butter chicken pie, your like kind of classic meat pie. Is it a Guinness pie?
Steak
Is
and
that a
Guinness?
Steak and
Steak and
Guinness
Guinness,
pie.
yeah.
Oh my goodness. And of course, lots of your sweet pies. So I could just talk all day about this, but I suppose people are tuning in because they want to see us like make something.
Make something.
So what are we going to be making today?
Well, I'm going to look after the sweet side of things, so I'm actually going to do a traditional apple pie.
Love it.
We're coming into Christmas, and apple is still such a fan favorite. Like, not many
Always.
people don't like an apple pie. So
Yes.
I'm going to look after the sweet side of things, and Melanie is going to look after the savory.
Ta-da!
Fantastic. So enough talk. Let's
Let's
eat.
eat.
Yes, let's eat.
So-
And we tease, and they just get to watch us eat, unless
Okay.
they've been baking along with us at home.
So after some patient waiting in the oven, it took about half hour to 40 minutes for our two large pies, our fresh and delicious steaming apple pie, and our savory spinach and feta quiche. So let's take a nice
Amazing.
slice out of the quiche.
And normally, how long would you recommend somebody let it sit?
I always let things sit for about 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want it to slop out of the pie pan.
Right.
And we're looking
Or
for
burnt tongue.
Or
Or
burnt
burnt
tongue.
roof of the mouth. Yeah.
So we're looking for beautiful, nice
Oh,
slice
look
of
at
quiche.
that.
There you go.
Yeah.
The steam.
Mm-hmm. And again, if this was smell-o-vision, I'm smelling the garlic, I'm smelling the spices, but also the apple and the cinnamon. It's amazing.
There we go. So we'll do two slices of quiche, and we'll savor that apple pie right afterwards.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So please taste away, Wendy.
Okay. Nobody gonna taste with me, just gonna watch me. Don't let me eat
We'll take
alone.
it. We'll eat with you.
Trying to get a small piece here.
But we won't leave you in the dust.
Thank you. When I took my first bite, I could taste the Italian seasoning. Yeah, and I remember you talking about liking that because it pops.
It just
It
pops
makes
the
the
flavor
Yes.
It really does.
and
Yeah.
blends well with the spinach and garlic.
It absolutely does.
Thank you, Mel.
Oh, of course.
Oh,
You
that's
know,
good.
they always say you don't make friends with salad.
And we believe in quality control.
Quality
Oh
control.
yes, yes. Look at that. We're eating what we make, right?
Absolutely. Okay, and I can cut up the apple.
Look at that. I think that's a beautiful thing. I think you could have a channel that just was like on like steam.
It's like
Oh,
the fireplace channel at Christmas time.
Yes.
It's the Pie Place channel.
The Pie Place channel. You guys, this is a new branch of your business. Wow. Look at that.
So as you can see, all that sugar has come out, brought out all the moisture
juices.
and the juices of the apple, and cooked the apple when it was in the oven.
Thank
Here
you.
we are.
Thank you. That's amazing.
Did you want to try some?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Let's try it.
We got a little bit of crust, a little bit of apple, everything.
Oh my goodness. Did you hear me? I almost started to cry. It's emotional. Delicious. Thanks again, ladies.
This week's bakers are Raquel and Carol from Q's Cakes. And this week's recipe is for pecan butter tarts.
Welcome to another delicious episode of Baking for Change. I'm your host, Wendy Pauls, and I'm joined by two guest bakers with me today. We have Raquel and Carol from Q's Cakes. So I understand you are located in Uptown Waterloo, but before we get into our recipe today, tell me a little bit about your business, like what you sell, anything else that our bakers at home might want to know.
Yeah, so at Q's we specialize in wedding cakes, birthday cakes, really cakes for any occasion, or cupcakes. We do mostly pre-order sales, so you can order online and then pick it up from our shop.
So what's your website if people are interested in ordering a cake?
It is www.qscakes.ca.
Excellent. Okay, so what are we going to be making today with our bakers at home?
Yeah, so today we're doing our pecan butter tart. So we have an all butter pastry dough that we're going to use for the shell. You can use it for these tarts or for pies or really whatever you need a dough for. And then we're going to do our pecan pie filling.
We have finally reached the part of the show that is always my favorite, the tasting part.
Of course.
Yes. So tell us, what have we got here?
So our tarts are finished. These have come out of the oven and they've cooled now. And you can see they've got a nice golden brown crust all the way around, which is what you're looking for to see when they're finished.
And one little tip, if you pull them out of the oven and then you go to remove them from the tart pan, if they're sticking a little bit because there's so much sugar in there, you can pop them back in the oven just for, like a minute even, just to loosen that sugar. Sometimes you put a knife around it, around the top, and it'll loosen the sugar enough for you to pop them out.
Good.
And you don't want to take them out of the pan when it's super hot either.
Right,
Because-
right. They're very hot.
Yeah,
The filling
very
is
hot.
very
Yes.
hot. Yes.
All right, so shall we enjoy?
Oh, we shall. I volunteer. Oh, look
Cut
at
it
it.
into a few pieces for us.
Amazing.
So we've got lots of pecans in there.
We do. I can see them. Yay.
Here we go.
Look at
Enjoy,
me.
shall we?
Let's.
I'll get in there with you
All
too.
right.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Here we go. They do not disappoint.
They don't.
Wow. The day just got a little brighter. Good job, ladies.
You can kind of taste the layers of the pastry as well.
And one thing I wanted to mention about this recipe is it's not a super runny butter tart. You know, some butter tarts you bite into, and you have to have a plate or a napkin below because they will run out everywhere.
Yep.
This one is more set, but still a little bit liquidy inside, but
No,
not super runny.
Absolutely delicious. I think they deserve celebrity status. And before my mouth is full again, I just want to thank you both for taking time out of your busy schedule and your cake baking to come and bake with us today and share tips and tricks that are so helpful.
Yeah, thank you for
So,
having us.
Thanks
It's
so
our
much.
pleasure.
Hopefully you'll come back and see us again.
Oh, for sure.
Sounds good.
This week's baker is Opayemi from the Cakery Zone. And this week's recipe is for pumpkin crumb cake muffins.
Welcome to another yummy episode of Baking for Change. I'm your host, Wendy Pauls, and my guest baker today is Opayemi from the Cakery Zone.
Yes.
So before we get into what we're making today, and we always invite our people at home to be baking along with us. So if you need to grab some stuff and get it ready, we're going to be chatting for a couple of minutes here. Go get your ingredients and get ready to bake right along with us. Before we get into it, tell me a little bit about your business, where you are, what your main focus is, and so on.
Okay, so my business is the Cakery Zone, and it's based in Waterloo. We initially used to be in Kitchener, but we moved to Waterloo in 2022.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's basically a custom cake business, and we're focused on doing custom cakes.
Okay.
So custom cakes for various occasions like birthdays, weddings, anniversaries, baby showers, and the likes. Yeah. And in addition to that, we also make like cupcakes and treats, and we also have like special like products like maybe Valentine's, Mother's Day that we just drop here.
Yes.
So that makes it.
Do you have a type of cake that is most popular or that you bake most often?
I guess I wouldn't really say there's a type of cake that is most popular. I would say vanilla on one side, like
a classic.
Yeah, vanilla and chocolate marble are like high on the demand side. Yeah.
So tell us what we're going to be making today and what we're going to be starting with.
Okay, so we're going to be making pumpkin crumb cake. It's actually a muffin, not cupcake.
Okay.
So, yeah. So
which is a type of cake. It's like a little mini cake.
It's the other one that makes you feel, you know, happy with yourself or not eating too many calories. So yeah, so it's I really love this one because I've been looking forward to eating a pumpkin cake because pumpkin is not something that I grew up with. Right. So it was something I really wanted to try, and yeah, so that's what I'll be doing. It's my favorite. If I have to choose like a muffin, that's my favorite. Yeah.
And what was interesting about pumpkin for you if you didn't grow up eating it? Because to me that would be weird, using a vegetable for like a sweet thing seems sort of strange,
right? Yeah.
Was it because you tried something pumpkin and you thought it was delicious?
Yeah, it was just out of curiosity.
Okay.
Right? And it didn't look scary, you know, and you always see people say, oh, I love pumpkins, pumpkin pies and everything. I'm like, okay, let's give it a try.
I know.
Yeah.
And it just lends itself to the sweet stuff with cinnamon and stuff like that. Oh yeah, beautiful. Yeah, I think that's a good size. I like that size. Yeah.
Compared to that, right?
Yes.
So do you want to try the other two?
Oh man, the pressure's on.
It's back and forth.
Okay. Oh, mine wasn't as good as yours. Yeah, I
Yeah,
need more practice, a little bit closer.
Start from the edge, yeah.
Better second attempt.
Yeah. So because I think the muffins are slightly warmer, that's why you're seeing it like get melting.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but once they cool down, it's gonna be nice and firm on each muffin. Yeah.
Friends, we have reached my favorite part of the show, the tasting part. This is where patience pays off. And these beautiful muffins, we're gonna give them a try.
Yeah.
Are you gonna dig in with me?
Yeah,
okay.
sure.
I'm just gonna go ahead and grab one here. Oh my goodness. I have much anticipation.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. Yes. I have a feeling this crumb topping is sometimes a little bit messy. You want to cheers?
Yeah,
Cheers.
Okay, you've taken it all up.
I did.
Yeah. I mean, like you. You like it?
Okay, it's better than my recipe. It's that crumb topping. Oh. And while it's warm,
yeah,
delicious. Before I get carried away, because I do get carried away, I want to take this opportunity to thank you for taking time and sharing an amazing recipe and some tips with us.
Yes.
Really helpful.
Yes.
And I know our friends at home baking along with us are gonna love this recipe.
I love it. It's my favorite.
And make sure to check out our website, Instagram, order a custom cake.
Yes, thank you so much. It was a pleasure being here. Thanks for having me.
Our pleasure.
Thanks for watching, and see you next time on Baking for Change. Special thanks to our hosts, Wendy Pauls and Karina Cranston, and Red Path Sugar, Danby Appliances, and Community Christian Reformed Church.